Hey everyone, this is Deborah back again with another video, and I'm mixing it up again today. I'm going to be doing some stuff in my art journal. I have a small art journal, but yesterday I went to a class and I bought this art journal here, which is a Dilutions Creative Flip Journal. So it's like an A4 journal, and I'll show you the stuff that's underneath all the papers I'm going to be working with. It opens up in landscape, but you can do portrait. And in fact, yesterday I went to a class at Bella Paperie and I did this in the class. This was my first foray into using a jelly pad. So you put the ink and stuff on the jelly pad and then you print it onto the book, and you can see underneath all that jelly printing. I bought these stencils yesterday, and these are the Tim Holtz mini stencil set. So it comes with 3 stencils, and there's one with words on it, one with cogs on it, and one with pluses on it. So I thought that was quite a cute pack, and I picked those up yesterday while I was at the class. I've also got a bunch of papers and things, and this is the paper that we did yesterday. These are some test papers that I did using the jelly print. So I thought I might incorporate some of that today, and also a few other things that I've got lying around. I'm just going to start by doing laying down some book pages. I think that's often a good way to start, is just to lay the book pages down. I do have this sheet of card underneath my page. You don't need to do that. That's just me being a bit picky about certain things, like what goes where and how much of my book I want to get wet. It will stop the page underneath from getting wet. You can see yesterday when I was using this, it got a bit dirty, and I'm not sure I really liked that. I said that to the teacher and she thought I was a bit bonkers, I think. No, she was actually a lovely teacher, so I'm going to do more classes with her. And I'll get her actual full name and I'll leave it in the description below. And that's at Bella Paperie. They're located in Brendale on Brisbane north side. And luckily for me, it's only about a 10-minute drive away from where I live. So what I'm doing now is I'm just laying some papers down, not in any sort of order, just randomly. Got a brown paper bag here. I might put some of this down. When you're doing this sort of stuff, it's really, I guess, up to you what you want to do, and just think about where you're going to place things. I'm just using standard white glue to put these down. I want to stick in a sort of, have them sort of vertically or horizontally. I don't really want anything on an angle, because you can do whatever you like. So just sticking some of these down. Got this this print here. This is just a little bit of paper that I had left over from something else that I did. And if you've been watching stuff that I've been doing for my junk journal, I will get back to that. I'm going to cut that across there and stick that down. And I'm going to be using some paints on here, so when I get some of this stuck down, I'm going to switch over and use some paints and some gesso to do things on. Like I said, I'm really just playing to see what comes up where and what I like and what I don't like. just going to use the baby wipe to pull some of that gesso off, because it's kind of hidden a lot of the stuff underneath, and I really just wanted it as a bit of a slight coverage. So I'm just going to pull some of that off so I get a sort of, you know, mottled view through there. It's just a bit too much on the brush, I think, when I put it down. Okay, that should do. I've dried that off and my tissue's kind of pulling off a bit. I'm just going to rip off that bit that's not stuck down properly. That'll create a nice effect anyway. Yep, that's pretty good. The paints I'm using are these Atelier interactive paints. This is a French ultramarine blue, this colour. I've only just got these, so I don't know a lot about them, but I thought I'd try them today. They're an acrylic paint. They act a bit like watercolour in that they sort of can move. Once you've painted it, you can reactivate them. I guess that's why they're called an interactive. And you can get them to move again. I'm just mixing up some colour here. This is just a little sponge. I'm just going to start daubing it on like a stencil. I could spray it as well. That would give me a similar sort of effect. I'm not worrying too much if there's a bit of different colour in here, a bit of blue or a bit of yellow, and mix the green in. I'm really just starting to lay down bases on this particular surface. So these here are masks rather than stencils, so they mask out a shape, but I can still use them similar to what I've used a stencil. You can see it's quite big, so this sheet's A4, so it's quite a large one, this one. It's just stuck to a picture here, and I'll just pull it off. See what sort of effect we get. You need to be careful with this sort of thing because it might rip if you pull it too fast. It might just rip, and make sure that you don't stencil or use your paint on the sticky side. So the back of it's the sticky side, so it'll stick to the acetate. The next colour I'm going to use is dioxazine purple, and I'm going to take some modelling paste, which is this Atelier modelling paste. I'm just going to grab some with my palette knife, and I'm going to mix it. I've just got this is just a Perspex lid that I'm using, and I thought I'd just see what happens if I mix it with this and then I put it on the stencil. That might be a little bit dark, so I might need a bit more paste. Make sure you don't go back in with the colour, because otherwise what you'll end up with is moulding paste with colour in it, and you probably don't want that. Sort of like mixing icing, really, for a cake. A bit like that. Get my little, so these are the cogs. Just scraping that through there. Doesn't matter if you go over something you've already done or even put a blob like that. It's really not the end of the world, because it's really just about creating some background for your page. I'm going to use my stars to start with. You're probably all freaking out going, look at the mess she's made, but this is what I want, this is what I like. I'm not dictating that you should like it, but I'm just showing you what you can achieve, really. So again, I've got that down there, and I'm going to pop some here too, just a little bit more, because I really like that honeycomb stencil. Some more on the corner there. I've put a bit more background pattern on there, colours and pattern, and I've got this little boy and a woman from Tim Holtz Paper Dolls, and I'm just going to put him down, and so she looks like she's just touching his head. And I was hoping I can find a couple of girls as well, like this one. It says, life doesn't have to be perfect to be wonderful. And it's one of the Tim Holtz small talk words, sayings. I just have to work out where I'm going to put it. I might put it up here, I think. I could cut it apart and do it separately, but I don't think I want to. So there you go. I think I'm done for now. I I might go in and do some more, have a think about it for a while. I might not. But another page in my art journal. So I hope you enjoyed art journaling with me, and I hope you got something done. If you did, please share it in the comments section. I'd love to see what you've been up to. Until next time, cheers.